Hello everybody and welcome along back to actually collaboration of Fire Them Cannons and the Cup Chasers. See, Jake loves that. I see the big smile on his face when I said that. Make sure you're hitting the like button and subscribing on both streams, wherever you're watching with the Cup Chasers or you're watching on Fire Them Cannons. I should get your logo on the screen here, bro. Honestly, you absolutely deserve that. You've been a rock star. And if you look at, by the way,
it's all good.
If you look, by the way, down Jake's what he's done, you know, for us to promo the show with all the comments in there, I'm loving it. Upset week, long shots. I hope you guys seen my title for the video, because it's a bit of a spoiler alert to how I feel, because I felt like the one team that I didn't want to escape the embarrassment that the rest of them had got was Chelsea, and that was disappointing me a little bit. But I think they'll get it this time around. But we'll get into it when we get into it. All right, make sure you're hitting the like button, as I said, and subscribing. It's time, everybody, for one of my favorite shows of the week. I don't love all my shows, but this one is especially fun. All right, first up. This is going to be a very interesting game, by the way. I like this. Back at Selhurst Park, City against Palace. The return of Mark Gahey.
The Gahey Derby.
Back to his old stomping grounds. Ismail Assar, by the way, has been bid for like by three different clubs this week. So that's an interesting background story.
He's injured.
Boiling in this game. Yeah, he has been injured, but it's just been interesting. You know what's really interesting is that Crystal Palace's first kit is going to be white this year. I just realized that yesterday. So they've got one that looks like their normal jersey, but
yeah,
it's their third kit.
That's weird.
Huh?
That's weird.
Right. It is it's a bit odd. Anyway, guys, Man City.
It would be like if we wore the yellow jersey at home.
Yeah, and then wore the red one as a third kit. Yeah, like not even the away. I don't know. They're trying to be like, I don't know, Real Madrid. No, but Real Madrid.
I guess.
No, I'm trying to think of it. Like in American sports, there are teams that like wear white at home, but that's not their main color. Like, I'm trying to think, who does that? I mean, of course, I know they do that in basketball. I'm talking about in.
I don't know that anybody does that. I mean, MLB, sometimes they wear the gray at home and the white away. Sometimes.
Oh, like the Cowboys.
Yeah. But I always thought the Dallas Cowboys was their white jersey was the home jersey. The Carolina Panthers do that. The Carolina Panthers will wear like blue at home.
The Eagles do it sometimes, but mostly it's like...
Or like that black kit. They'll wear the black jersey at home, yeah.
Anyway, let's get into it. Let's give you some of your comments before we get into it. Crystal Palace gets Manchester City. Welcome in here, SCQ. These are all Jake's boys. I can see.
What's up, SC?
With the little icons. SC is in here. Charlie, but Charlie's.
What's up, Charles? He's on both. He's on both. Yeah.
It's a simultaneous stream on Anton and your channel, Jake. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
As Jake says, yes, sir. All right. First up, Alvarez boys. This is what me and Jake were just talking about backstage. Literally, I just can't stop talking about it.
I agree, Charles. I agree.
He's produced an under depression certificate. Rumor has it. Surely, Anton and Jake, you guys think our club is misinformed, misdirected here?
Look, yeah, I think we should bail. We should totally bail. This is getting ridiculous.
Guys, I told everybody, if we bail today, there's no love lost there. I've not lost a sweat, right? Because we can actually go ahead and do what we need to do. By the way, I'm seeing that Endrick would be a good pivot that's being discussed in the last hour or so. There are a few people in there. Look, I have arguments with people all the time. Hey, but you need to be somebody who's worth the money. I'm like, not everybody is Kvaratskhelia or Vinny or like. I just need somebody to back up Zullis. I don't care, like if he's like you get what I'm saying. Anyway, different conversation from a different place. But we're talking about Man City against Crystal Palace, obviously here in the Premier League. And yeah, Man City got out of jail that last time. As I said, like you can look at that from both ways. I was looking at it more like, hey, they showed a lot of character to come back. I'm not going to say, oh, hey, it was, look, to be honest, it was a bit of it was not Man City of old, but I felt like they grew into the game.
Bournemouth sat off, though. Let's be honest.
They did. And speaking of a team that sat off the last time, so last time these two teams played, actually last 2 times these two teams played, City actually scored 6 goals to unanswered last season. So they absolutely dominated Crystal Palace. But I do feel like this is a Crystal Palace who's had a summer, rejuvenated, new manager, manager who I rate, and let's see if they get Ordonez in. I don't think they will before the deadline, but that would be a good defensive. Did I get that right? Ordonez, the Ecuadorian? I think that's right.
Yeah.
Before the deadline, let's see. But Man City have got some new faces in there. You'll see the debut of Ayub Buwadi, who we've been talking about for a very, very long time as well. And I know that they're targeting in Jai, but we'll see if I don't think that deal. I think if it will happen, will be on like the last day or something. It won't be here for this game, but the Holland since we last had Upside Alert cut his hair, so the haircutted one goes back to Crystal Palace. Where, by the way, last time they played, as I said, Palace literally had an eye on the cup. I feel like you can't even use that one as any sort of barometer of how this one may go. And Crystal Palace tend to play better at home at this parts of the season. I do think this will be a tougher test for Crystal Palace. But I do think, though, that City should go ahead and win this one. I actually have a 3-1 win for City in this one. I think it'll be a little bit more straightforward, even though it's away from home, than it was last week. Jake, how do you feel?
Yeah, I think that that's probably sound. I don't know if Palace are going to score. Their finishing was woeful against Everton. They had an XG of 2.04. Hit the bar a couple times. Mateta missed a sitter. 2 sitters, actually, and I'm a little worried about JP Mateta. He's trying to sue Palace over his contract. There's real discontent. It's really weird, but he's still playing.
This is why I hate this part of the season.
Yeah.
I'm just going to have a bit of a rant. The fact that we play while the window is open actually pisses me off. They had a rule a few years, maybe about 6 years, 7 years, 8 years. There was a time where like the Arsene Wenger rule, like I was calling it, where they actually closed the window before we started the games. I want that back again because I feel like you have closure, you can focus on the games. I don't like the fact that Mateta might have to play a football game, but he's suing the club he plays for, and this guy's trying to go to this team, and this guy's trying to go to this team. This guy is not at train. It's just so much. Like, I just want to focus on the football, to be honest.
Yeah, I hear that. Absolutely hear that. But in this one, I think that City are probably going to get this one done. Their record at Selhurst Park is phenomenal. They haven't lost there in 15 games or something ridiculously crazy. Their last 5 head-to-head meetings, Palace have scored under 2 goals in 3 of the last 5. And in Palace's last 5 games, they've scored under 2 goals in 4 of 5. They've actually been shut out in 4 of 5. And I think that... Hey, what's up, Asif? Asif in the building.
Hey.
I think that they've...
Yeah, do you like my throne, Asif?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the glasses. You're talking about the glasses.
It's the glasses. That's what he's saying.
I'm looking at the glasses, and I'm thinking about the throne,
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I hope everybody likes that. I debuted it on the terrace. I could tell that Jake was enjoying it. Look at this. See?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, Palace have not scored in 4 of the last 5 games, and they looked a little woeful on the finishing. I think that City are going to have most of the ball, and so the opportunities will be at a minimum. Of course, Maresca will look to mitigate the counter-attack like they got beat on versus Bournemouth. And I think that my pick for this one is Palace to score under 1.5 team goals. So even if City do concede, it'll probably only be 1 goal, so that's my tip for this game. But I do expect City to win this one. I have 2-0 to the Citizens.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask. I was trying to do it. Here you go. speaking of being studious, I'm going to get Meta to make its pick because this is fucking brilliant. I was doing it before. I wonder if it changes it, though. Hey, Meta, give me a prediction for Crystal Palace against Man City tomorrow.
Well, that was anticlimactic. Did it say 2-0? Did it just say 2-0 City?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Meta-backed, people. Meta-backed tips here, people.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Charlie comes in the chat. He goes, Jake, I fear we are misinformed. That even if we pit it, we will fall straight into the Marcus Rashford. Let's not get rage baited.
Don't even put that into the. Don't even put that into the universe.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, that sounds very Raheem Sterling-y, and that would not do good for Andrea Berta's standing with me, because I'm a big believer, and if that were to happen, yikes. Chelsea says, I'm just not even going to react because I'll just let him love his own team. Chelsea FC, Tommy, it's in the name, goes, up Chelsea, owners of London.
Owners of something.
Yeah. Owners of... Okay. Yeah, I can't even think about it right now. And then Nate, of course, bites back, goes, big up Gunners. Big up Nate every time. Even though he plays for City, I'm excited to see Buati. I wish his talent to develop well. He is an amazing rounded midfielder. And Asif, of course, says, nice thrown. Agree, BTTS. Both
Could
teams
be.
to score. Yeah,
Could be for sure.
I have BTTS. I have 3-1 City. So.
Oh, by the way, people, I will be keeping up with the results of these tips each week. And last week,
oh, can we do last week? Yeah, we should have done before we even start clicking.
Yeah.
Jake, come on.
Last week, I went 7 for 10, and the way I'm gonna do the scoring is I'm going to do +1 for each tip I get right and -1 for each tip I get wrong. And so 7 right, 3 wrong. Of course, Man United effed everybody's bet for that game. But yeah, so I'm +4.
What were the other ones you got wrong? You got
at the moment.
Ipswich.
Ipswich. Yeah, I figured Sunderland would beat Ipswich. I didn't expect that one.
Brighton, you got wrong as well because you.
And then I expected Villa to win. Yeah.
How did I do? Did you keep track?
I didn't keep track of yours. I didn't take yours down.
You know what I should do? I should do like a graphic, like that has like our full season's record.
I've got a spreadsheet. I've got a spreadsheet going.
Well, I will start that from next week. At least it'll be populated with 2 weeks worth rather than just 1 week's worth.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, right now I'm +4. I'm +4 on the season. Big up Hull.
We are.
Big up Hull City.
Big up Hull. We'll get into it. They've got a chance to go perfect for their first 2 games because they've got.
It'll be tough.
Well, we'll speak on that.
We'll speak
on it.
We'll speak.
We shall. Asif, I hope you're still in the building, buddy, because we will speak about a team that has really been a problem for Liverpool over the past few seasons. Can we not agree on that?
They've lost this fixture 2 seasons in a row.
Remember the last time they played this one?
Smoked.
They got absolutely smoked. Oh, well, I want to go back on some of these. So last year it was Nottingham Forest 3, Liverpool 0. It was Forest 1-0 the year before that as well. It's actually crazy. Liverpool have got a better record at the City Ground, and Forest have a better record at Anfield.
That's nuts. That's crazy.
That is crazy. This is... Agree, this looks like a banana skin, and you can't afford one because you've already had a banana skin already.
I don't know. Forest looks like shit right now.
At the same, well, look, the greatness of my namesake. By the way, we need to start having discussions about Anton Stack and him being one of the best free kick takers in the world.
People are sleeping on Leeds, bro. People are sleeping on Leeds.
Every time I turn on the TV. Anton Stack is putting one in the fucking top corner from the free kick.
Another free kick.
I don't know. I would guess to say he was probably the Premier League's leading goal scorer from free kicks last year.
Hey, Leeds Brentford is gonna be fun. We might need him to hit one next in this game coming up.
Asif, I'm just gonna say one thing to you. Yesterday, you guys pulled off an absolutely amazing deal. Now, I know you guys paid up, as my good friend Benjamin was saying. You know, they coughed up the cash. That was obviously from the PSG point of view, because that's what they were wanting you to do. But you guys got a player that I wish we coughed up the cash. Like, honestly,
great signing.
Barcola is an amazing signing. Honestly, I think, and I was seeing, old Indy say that, Trent could come back. If you guys get Trent back, by the way, that was I feel like the start of what ruined you last year. You get your playmaker back, your most important vital piece.
Dude, if Trent comes back too, that'll be crazy. I saw that crazy rumor. That'll be nuts. That'll be nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this one, yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no, Cal's in the building. That's what I was going to say.
Big up, Cal.
Cal's got one thing on the mind.
We agree.
That is, we must walk away from Alvarez. That's what everybody's saying.
I agree.
You know what? I told you. I don't know why, but I've been telling everybody this for fucking days or week. What are we doing, wasting our time in this? And all of a sudden, right when it looks like we're going to get him, everyone's saying, walk away. It's funny. It's interesting.
Sloppy Sly is a great free kick taker as well.
He is a great free kick taker, but he is that. Well, you know that personally, don't we?
Yeah, unfortunately.
No, but I would say the amount, like, who scored the most goals from free kicks? I would guess it would be Anton Stack. If I was going to make a guess.
That'd be something we'd have to look up, but
I'm looking it up. Wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who scored the most?
But I think that Forest it's still a little bit soon for them. Blanked by Leeds in the Mickey Mouse, blanked by Leeds in the opening game of the Premier League. Leeds were the better team. Forest did come into it and had some opportunities. They were wasteful in front of goal. Oh my God, get out of here, Asif. Can't go a whole show without mentioning King Kai, can you? Can't go a whole show without mentioning Kai Havertz. Good grief.
By the way, the amount of Kai Havertz haters on this stream have doubled now, Asif, by the way, So yeah, I'm not too hopeful that Forest are going to be able to score a whole bunch of goals in this game. I expect Liverpool to have most of the ball. I expect them to be knocking on the door. I do expect Liverpool to win this one. I have 2-0, and I do not expect Forest to score twice. So my tip for this one is Forest under 1.5 team goals. I just don't like the way they're attacking. They've signed the Lap to come in and save the day for $60 million. What in the hell is that? That's crazy. I think he'll do well there. I mean, I think it was an overpay. I think he'll do well there. Maybe. I mean, look, I don't know if he's a starter. Like Chris Wood should start. Chris Wood's still the start. They also have Callum Mwendo, who I expect to stay this time around. Yeah, he's been amazing. He's been amazing in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, Liverpool should get a home win in this one.
I think Liverpool. Honestly, I think if I was Anfield after the Barcola news, right? I feel like your crowd everyone's energized. Now you guys are excited for the season. Now you finally got your man. And I feel like whether he plays or not, he may come off the bench, I'd imagine. I don't think he's ready to start a Premier League game quite yet, considering how little he's been involved with PSG in the run in the preparation. But I think he'll probably come off the bench. You guys will get a massive injection of energy from it, and I think Liverpool, the vibes will be there, and I've got you guys winning 2-1 this time around. And by the way, it's with respect to a team that's got a great record at Liverpool. Like, I wasn't going to have Liverpool running away with it. I wouldn't even be surprised if they go up and then you have to turn it around or something along the lines. I think there'll be some form of jeopardy in this, but I do expect that Liverpool will get the game done. It's a game I'm looking forward to watching, to be honest. It's Oliver Glasner's Forest, by the way. Which should be
struggling a little bit at the beginning.
He's also got a good record against Liverpool himself as a man. Remember who was the one who after their 5 wins, 5 from 5, who started?
Yeah, he beat Liverpool 4 times last season. He beat Liverpool 4 times last season, if you recall, with Crystal Palace. But the problem with Forest is they haven't scored a goal in competitive play yet this season, and in 4 of the last 5 times. 4 of the last 5 times versus...
Let's be shameless. They played 1 game, they lost 1-0. They haven't scored a goal yet this season.
They've lost twice, bro. They've played twice. They didn't score in the Carabao Cup either. Bums.
Oh, the Carabao Cup happened? I heard Savino scored an assist in
bro,
that. So
second round. Spurs
really
smash Charlton. Spurs smash Charlton, bro.
I shouldn't
Found
because
his level.
we were in the final of this competition last
He found his level, bro. But Forest have not scored more than one goal versus Liverpool in 4 or 5 meetings. They have not scored more than one goal in any game this season, and they haven't scored more than one goal in 4 of the last 5 games. Both teams to score has not hit in 4 of the last 5 games, and so that's why my tip is Forest under 1.5 team goals, and I think Liverpool will win. What's up, Ali? Hope you're well.
Ali Frostino. Wait, you think that Leeds have a better defense than Liverpool?
Yes, I agree with that.
Really?
100%. Liverpool's defense is shambolic.
Yeah, but shambolic on a big 6.
Don't sleep on Leeds, man. I'm telling you, don't sleep on Leeds, bro. Leeds are going to be strong. Leeds are going to be good.
Personnel-wise, is the 4th weakest defense. Liverpool
as
the 3rd best.
That's no.
Arsenal, City, Liverpool, talent-wise.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'd say Liverpool. Like, you got Van Dijk. You got Ronald McDonald.
Injury prone.
Ronald McDonald. That's how I was going.
Slow and injury prone.
Kirkez.
Bad at defending. Good at going forward. Bad at defending. Good at going forward. They don't have defenders who are good at defending.
FTG. There you go. That's my new name. Fire them guns.
Fire them gunners, I guess.
There you go. Liverpool to win and over 1.5 is my
that'll come
pick.
in.
That's what Asif says.
I think that'll come in as well.
I said that too. I said 2 on Liverpool. No, does that not?
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That'll come in.
Our wing backs are the issue. Yeah, I agree. Which is why I think that bringing back Trent is a great idea. That's literally, I feel like, where your issues began. I think Kirkez will be better, by the way, as the season goes on. He's back with his old manager who got the best out of him. I think he'll be all right. I think you guys need time to kind of just calm down, settle into the season. And I think you're just going to get McAllister and Gravenberch just kind of like back to the form that they were playing when you won the title. And I don't think that is a complete impossibility. I would not rule that out as something that could happen along the season.
It's necessary.
Like,
if they're gonna be half decent this season and not get wrecked on counters, they're gonna have to step up in that midfield.
Yeah, absolutely. Virgil van Dijk, old Kirkez. They're old. I was like, Kirkez isn't old. Kirkez and Frimpong bad at defending. Jacquet, still young, first season in the Premier League. Who started the first game against Newcastle? Was it
Jacquet?
Ronald McDonald. It was Jacquet.
And he got absolutely burned by
Trent
Anthony
on
Elanga.
loan could happen. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. If you guys bring back Trent, okay, I was saying,
but that doesn't help their defense. That doesn't help the defending at all.
But it helps the chance creation. It helps unlock.
They don't need that, bro. They're going to score goals. They're going to score mad goals this season.
Trent is the exact thing you need to help unlock Isak. Sure. The balls that he would play.
I'll give you that. Hitting Barcola. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I see. I see it.
But it'll just add to the firepower. It won't add to the defending, which is what they need.
Yeah, fair play. But I do think, look, after dropping points, I think it's time for Liverpool to bounce back. They have to. I feel like already in week 2, some of these teams who drop points in the first week need to come with responses this week, and I feel like a lot of them will. Otherwise, we have serious conversations.
Oh, we're gonna talk when we come to Ipswich United. We're gonna talk about pressure.
Yeah, we will. They missed out hugely on not getting Konza, Wharton, and Livramento. Well, Livramento, I don't think ever was going anywhere because he's injured. But I hear ya. Like, they could have definitely used Konza. They could have used Gahey. They missed out on both of the England centre backs over the last years too. By the way, they're title rivals. It's not like they just went to anybody. So that's because the sporting director has his head in his ass because he's working for Al Hilal. He's not working for Liverpool. He's the sporting director at Al Hilal, and so he's trying to sign Martinelli and not worried about Liverpool. And Wally Watkins, yeah.
And he's not worried about that.
Okay, let's be honest. Barcola is not a panic.
That's not a panic.
They've been going for him the whole summer. he is the Isak equivalent to them this season. He was their major signing. I wouldn't call that panic buy. But stumping up the cash, I guess, was a bit of a panic, I would say, because I don't think that was their plan. But I feel like they were like, you could see that they went for Mitoma, not Mitoma, the other guy, Minte. They went for Sar. It seemed like a bit of like a weird beads into the night, and they're like, fuck, fine, let's just do it.
Yeah, that's
what it kind of felt like. That's what it kind of felt like to me. Anyway, let's move on to the next game. And look, for me, I said this last week, I think this is a big game. You'll find a lot out about both sides in this one, because Bournemouth, I felt like, played better than the result, and Everton, I feel like, had some home cooking against a Crystal Palace team that was struggling. But Everton was really good away from home last year. Now I feel like the Vitality, though, at least under Iraola, was a very tough place to go and play.
Horrible place to go.
I know, except for the Arsenal, who
they
scored 3 there.
Yeah, the last time Bournemouth have been beaten at the Vitality was by Arsenal.
Yeah.
Like 7 months ago or some shit.
Yeah.
Like back in January. They haven't lost there in 2026 since January. This is a tough place to go.
There are a lot of very interesting variables here, if I'm betting, by the way, on this one, especially on the Everton side. And that is, does Njai play? Because he looks like he's linked to a move away to Manchester City. There's, because of the transfer window, there's so many different little variables. I know Bournemouth have done a good move, and by the way, in positioning themselves to say, hey, no, we're keeping Alex Scott. Let's keep him out of the transfer cooker, so to speak. Kind of tell everybody, hey, hands off, so that they can have him getting ready for a football game as well at the end of the day. And I think that could give them a bit of an advantage, because they lost that game and that first game. And then I feel like this is a big one. This is a litmus test, I believe, for them. I do think, though, at the end of the day, though, push comes to shove, depends, because we'll see what happens with Njai. But even Njai or no Njai, I do think it'll probably be a draw. I feel like Bournemouth really need this one. Everton kind of need to prove a point, back up their performance of last week. And I feel like this is going to end up in a draw. That's how my feelings on this one.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. This one is a very, very closely matched. I think Tiano Berry is playing really, really well. He's gotten a hat trick, and he scored in the first game. He got a hat trick in the Carabao Cup. In the 4-0 demo of Preston North End, and he got a goal versus Palace as well. So he's at least in form, no matter what you think of him overall as a player. Oh yeah, Ollie's shouting him out, Mr. Barry. Savinho about to go on a run for Spurs. He's found his level, Asif. He's absolutely found his level down there at the bottom of the table. And this one's going to be fun, though. This Bournemouth-Everton game's going to be a lot of fun. Should be back and forth. Again, Everton are miserly, and they had one of the best defenses last season. And in the head-to-head matchup here, Bournemouth have scored 4 of 5 games. Bournemouth have won 4 of 5 games, but the total has been under 3.5 goals 4 of 5 games. And Everton have scored only 1 goal, or less than 2 goals, I should say, in 4 of 5 games. But they're in form. They're looking good. And Bournemouth are not good at defending crosses, as we saw versus Manchester City.
Very good at
corner kicks, crosses, big dudes getting into the box. And so, again, we've started out the season a bit conservatively with some of these tips. My tip for this one...
Here we go.
Yeah, hey, the Michael Keane goal last season. One time I called Michael Keane to hit a corner kick, and he's done it, and that was a big one. But, for this one, I just have Everton to score. Over half a goal for Everton to score in this one is the most straightforward bet, easiest bet to get. I'm not really looking at player props in this one as far as goal scorers. I expect the likes of Tavernier to at least get some shots off.
You know what's really interesting is Tavernier has been
maybe
linked to
Ryan.
Everton as well. You know that, right? Yeah,
they shouldn't. Bournemouth should stop selling players. keep your players. Don't let Junior Krupi go. I know he's injured, but don't let him go.
Even to Arsenal? Come on.
Well, from a Bournemouth perspective, Bournemouth point of view.
Yeah, fair.
If I keep my Arsenal hat on, yeah, bring him now. but yes, if you're what's the new coach's name at Rose? Marco Rose over at Bournemouth. Yeah, you're gonna want to keep Krupi, but yeah, I think this one's gonna be fun, but it should be a stalemate. I have 1-1, but I do expect Everton to score, and that's my tip: Everton over a half a goal.
Same. By the way, trying to think. Set alert? No.
No.
Nah, come on. Yeah. All right. Anyway, guys, I do a lot of my research on this one because this is their first ever matchup in the Premier League. Facts. Neither of them have ever been in the Premier League at the exact same time. This is Coventry's first time back in the Prem for a couple of decades.
It's been like 25
Hull's
years. Yeah.
For a decade and a bit. So, first Premier League matchup. I actually looked in the Championship last year. These two combined for a grand total of 0 goals. See, Jake's also doing his research.
Double nils.
Yeah, so exciting. But Coventry, as I said, I believe their season starts now. Because obviously they got really the short end of the stick in terms of fixtures for the opening round. So
hey, they got the worst fixture out of the way. Very first game 1, worst fixture.
Absolutely.
Done.
So here we are. Welcome to the Premier League now officially. For Coventry and for Hull. What a start! Beating Manchester United. What a way to come back into it. And again, it's crazy because look at these odds here, right? You would have looked at last week and you would have like, what? Hull is that much of an outsider?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
By the way, I know. Great value in the Tigers, by the way. If you are a betting
ton of
man,
value, yeah.
Tons of value in the Tigers for this one.
Oh, yeah.
Ellie says he thinks the Hull smokes Coventry.
No
and
way.
Hull have made much. I definitely agree. Hull have made better signings.
I'll agree with that.
I think Ipswich has made better signings than both of them, to be fair.
I'll agree with that, too. I'll agree with that as well.
That Ipswich midfield, Palacios and
Enciso, bro.
Enciso. And what's his name from Fulham? What's his name from Fulham?
Did they sign Issa Diop? Is that who you're talking about?
No, not. Well, they did, but Sasha Lukic.
Lukic, yeah.
The midfield is Enciso, Palacios, and Lukic.
That's decent.
And they're about to add Tammy Abraham up front. Like
I heard about that, yeah, dude. Ipswich cooking for sure.
Yeah, as Ali says. So
I think this one is gonna be very similar to last season. But see, the difference for Hull City is that
I miss him.
Yeah, the difference for Hull City in this one is they're not gonna be. I expect Coventry to battle in the middle of the park way better than Manchester United did. You can't expect that kind of midfield domination, especially away from home. Man U just weren't winning second balls. So I'll be very, very interested to see if Hull do the same thing. If Coventry can make them hit balls long to Cristiano McBurney, then they have to win second balls. They have to win the second balls. That's where United got beat.
Hull this week, as to the point of Ali's point, Hull this week have strengthened their attack even further. Like they brought in Ilias Ansa from Berlin, Muhammad Ali Cho. So they've got like two, basically for a Hull side, brought in 2 starting level attackers, right? And they're about to bring in the kid from Roma as well. Like, it might not be the Ollie McBurney show much longer because they're actually bringing in better players than him into the team. So that's why I feel.
I don't know, man. They've leaned on him a lot.
Yeah, I know. Look, to be honest, it's true. But again, he's
He's got Premier League experience.
He's the starting point.
Even if you count being an absolute dog shit with Sheffield United as Premier League experience, but he's played. I don't know about Prem proven, but he's played in the Prem. Sheffield were awful.
Hull impressed me last week. Hull definitely to beat Man United in your first game back. Forever what you think about Man United, right? From the Hull City perspective, they would be absolutely filled with confidence and really up and running in this league. And that is why I have gone with
there it is.
It's gone with a 2-1 win. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the
Yeah, more mauling, huh? More mauling.
No, I think to be honest, look, it's very hard as an Arsenal fan because the only view I saw of Coventry City was a traffic cone from my perspective. Like they literally were just like traffic cones. They were like we were like doing whatever we wanted with them. And what I saw of Hull was a team with fight, who will outfight you to everything, who liked my type of team. I will enjoy them as like the ultimate underdog this year. And I think from what I've seen, and I may be wrong, and it might be a Coventry home win, and Sportsbet thinks that. But I think there's a lot of good value in Hull, and I'm going to go with them to get the win.
Yeah, I hear that. I think Hull are going to be very difficult to beat this season, and I'm very interested to see their approach away from home. I think that Coventry will leave space behind in the areas that Hull like to get into with their fullbacks who advance. The wingers get tight, the fullbacks get in for the crosses. And if Coventry pay any attention to that Manchester United game, they'll understand that they can't let their outside backs get dragged central with the wingers, because that gives the defenders room to cross, which is what Hull City were doing all day long versus Manchester United. So if they can win the second ball off of McBurney and not let the ball be sprayed wide, that's the defensive tactic for Coventry. But I think they're going to have more of the ball, and I think that they will be able to, express themselves more than they were versus Arsenal. And so for those reasons, I have this being a stalemate. Once again, 1-1 is my prediction. I guess that's still an upset alert.
Yeah, but they drew both games last year. I wouldn't call it.
It's not like a, yeah,
according
it's not
to
like
the
an
way
alert.
that Sportsbet has set this up, I should hit the button. So I just will, just for funds.
Yeah, just for the show. Seems good. Coventry won, Hull City won. My bet for this game is total goals under 3.5. I just don't see a bunch of goals in this.
Total goals under 1. If you bet that last year, like we've gotten a lot of money.
That's a gamble. That's a gamble.
Bet. Speaking of a gamble, Sandro Tonali is playing against his former club.
It's like a big gamble, isn't it? $100 million gamble.
And so we won't go from the Mark Gahey derby to the Tonali derby.
Sandro Tonali derby.
To be honest, I gotta say, Tottenham really give it a tough hand to start the year. Like they play Brentford away, absolutely smoked. Now they play a Newcastle team that I gotta tell you. And we know that just by their antics off the pitch, that they don't like being told no. They don't like being told you're shit. They have a very strong resolve. And the way they came out and punched Liverpool in the mouth early last week tells me that regardless of who's in that team, they're in for the fight. And Jassler has got them fighting for the shirt and have it with a point to prove. It's just I just don't see that same attitude in Tottenham. And now look, they've been boosted by the the arrival of the Man City duo, Savinho and Marmoush. I expect both of them to take part in this game as well.
Rookie in the building.
Guys, I know we're going for Alvarez, right?
Yeah.
We had a lot to talk about. We had a lot. I was what was I wanting? I brought up for the rookie stuff from last time.
Yesterday, you on the Anton and Cal show yesterday, you were talking about rookie needing to come in.
I'm talking about rookie all the time, man.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm actually literally like, see, while I do my show, I'm literally like flipping around.
Waiting on
a lot of very conflicting reports, because there's some people saying, we're gonna have to find out today. There are some people who are saying, Arsenal switched their attention to Endrick. I'm seeing Marcus Rashford links.
That's why I don't. That's why I try to keep a lid on it until I see the contract signing picture. Until I see them signing that fake contract for the photo op, I don't really,
If I hear that at the end of this, like, he's still saying, it's Barcelona or nothing again, I'd be like, dude.
F this guy, man. Bin this guy.
Honestly, wake up and smell the coffee, bro.
Bin this guy.
Wait. This is what I'll get you for Julie. I dressed up today. This is my version of Julian Alvarez in an Arsenal shirt. Here you go. Wake up.
Wake up.
No. Seriously, they're not fucking coming for you. Anyway.
Right. But for Ali's comment there, Spurs played a B team because they had to. They had to. Kulusevski's still hurt. Kudus is still hurt. Madison just did his shoulder again. So he's not going to be playing in this one. That's why I was just thinking, I was like, who's going to be in this midfield? Is it going to be Bergvall, the creator? Or is it going to be Fernandez as the number 10? So it's going to be Tonali, Bentancur, and Fernandez? Bro. Looking long. It's looking long, especially because...
Bro, Nico G in the building. By the way,
Nico G's for Newcastle.
Dude, it's Man City against Man City B team. Like, literally just sprinkle all over this football game.
Right. Well,
3 players. But, hey, they're all making their debuts at the same time, so...
Yeah,
they literally all 3 of those men played for City when we beat them in the Community Shield. We're all like in the squad. That's fucking crazy.
So I expect one of their auxiliary players to be in the 8.
Really?
Tonali to be in the 6. Nez will be happy about that. I think Tonali, Bentancur, and Fernandez will be.
Wait, Nez doesn't want Enzo?
No, Enzo's a scumbag.
Nez wants his midfield to stay average. Okay.
No, Nez doesn't rate Enzo. Neither do I. Neither does Asif. Like, the Cup Chasers don't rate Enzo at all. He's a scumbag. And Nez has already said that he's boycotting Manchester City if they sign Enzo Fernandez. He will no longer be affiliated with them. He is going to tear his flag down, and he won't be a fan anymore. So this is what Sammy Bell
just said.
He won't be a fan anymore if Enzo joins them.
Speaking of which, so all these guys are getting all negative and jumping off of the hey, I'm giving up on Alvarez. This was what Semi Bell wrote, by the way. It's understood discussions between Atletico and Arsenal over the club-to-club agreement for Arsenal have been positive. Indeed, in the event of Alvarez giving the green light to proceed with his signing, in the coming days, a deal should move quickly. It's been the latest update from Semi Bell.
Dude, we've been saying this shit. We've been saying the same shit. Look, it comes back to always, all season, all summer long, it's come back to what does the player want. So Alvarez is going to have to give the green light to Arsenal. That's it. That's it. There's no other report that needs to be made. Fabrizio making 700 reports doesn't matter for shit. No one making all these reports doesn't matter for shit. It's the same shit. Arsenal and Atletico have agreed. If Alvarez says he's going to come to Arsenal, then he's going to come to Arsenal. If he doesn't, he's not going to, and he's just going to stay in Madrid. That's it. We don't need 700 million posts about it. This is the situation. If Alvarez says yes, he's coming here. If he doesn't, he's not. Simple. The rest of it is bullshit. The rest of it is just a bunch of horse shit that Fabrizio and the like are just trying to get clicks. Dude, let's move on. I'm fucking sick of our Alvarez. I'm sick of this shit. Let's just move on.
Well, look, it will be done. I guarantee it'll be done in 4 days. I promise. I promise, Jake. It'll be done in 4 days.
Good.
We've got 96, less than 100 hours left to go of
Good.
talking about
I'm over it. Alvarez. I'm absolutely over this window. I'm ready for the window to just slam shut.
Same, but I do want some players before that happens. Ruki is going to give us a full breakdown.
A full financial breakdown.
Can we? You can give me the full breakdown at the end of the show, so me and Jake can run through our games. But I'm looking forward to it, Ruki. Don't get me wrong. I am looking forward to that for sure. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Tottenham against Newcastle, because this deserves a good conversation. I think this will be a very fun game, whichever way you want to look at it. From the fun perspective of, it'll be entertaining because both the teams have sort of, a bit banterous recently. or it's just going to be a really good comparative game. I think, to be honest, that it's going to be interesting because I think Spurs, I imagine, if they have anything about them, would have absolutely got their ass kicks in training all week. Because what happened with Brentford was absolutely embarrassing. To come back from the summer, having overplayed for everybody, and then to absolutely get clowned. By the way, in the late kickoff with all the eyeballs on you, all their fans have been calling in on Talk Sports saying, hey guys, also better watch their back because, Spurs are going to challenge for the title. I know, right? Not much more needs to be said.
The fact is that Brentford are a better team, better run club.
Yeah.
Okay, Spurs are making money off the field and stuff. Sure, great, good for you. Your income's
making money. They're doing the
your
opposite,
income's
making
huge.
money off the field.
Your income's huge. Good for you. That's great. Way to be. Brentford are a far superior team. They are a better run club, obviously, because they've been able to handle losing all their players and their manager. And so go back to last week's upset alert. We knew Bees were going to beat Spurs. All this hype is a bunch of bullshit. And I personally think, it's another one. So go ahead and press the button.
Oh, yeah, I think...
Yeah, go ahead and press the button.
Going to be pressing the button. All right, here we go.
Spurs form at home is absolutely diabolical. And just because there's new players, new manager, whatever, doesn't mean that's just going to change. They have to change it. They have to prove to me that they can change it. Newcastle are winning this game. I have a 2-1 to Newcastle in this game because the midfield is going to get run through. And Van der Ven is still a doubt. So I don't know if he's going to play, but they desperately, desperately need him. Archie Gray was the captain of... Archie fucking Gray was the captain of Tottenham in that game versus Brentford. It's an embarrassment. Spurs are an embarrassment to the league. And until they change that, until they show me that that's not the truth, I'm going to continue to call that out. You know
what? Amen. You know what? There've been all these people, they always do this with Spurs. They start, they spurt well on the window. Oh, they got De Zerbi. Oh, I don't think they'll be anywhere near as bad as... You know what was happening last year? Oh, they look good under Thomas Frank. Oh, they'll be nowhere near as bad as the year before. What happened? In fact, they were worse. Oh, they won't have as many injuries as they had last year. They already do. All the guys that were out last year are still out now. That's why they had to buy basically a new team. They have no number 10. James Maddison is injured again.
He's terrible anyway. He's the most overrated player I've ever heard of anyway.
Tottenham are in this position. They need to prove otherwise. Sorry, we're not going to every single year get amnesia and assume they're a top 6 team again. Oh, they'll be back in the top 6. They'll be back in... No. They're 17th back-to-back years. That's consistency. Jake, you were absolutely right.
Johan Wissa in the 10, bro. Look at the speed that Newcastle are going to play up front. Ursula, Johan Wissa is probably going to start in the 10 again. Alanga out wide. If Mickey van der Ven doesn't play in this game, Tottenham are in trouble because Van Heck and Senesi are slow.
That's one thing that Newcastle showed last week. That's one thing they showed last week, that they still are an excellent counter-attacking team, and they will come at you, and they'll come at you fast if you aren't ready, right?
And so, yeah, go ahead.
No, so what I would say is that Spurs maybe feeling... Actually, I think this plays in Newcastle's hands, right? Because after their battering, then they came back and they had a really good feel-good game against Charlton at home, right? They kind of got their energy out there, and then they'll be back in the Premier League for another reality check for me. And that is why I also have hit the button. I've also got Newcastle winning 2-1.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry. I meant what I said. I'm not going to sit here and all of a sudden say, sorry, I apologize, but Spurs are shit. I still just stuck with my original take. I'm sticking with my original take now, for sure, until proven otherwise. Sorry.
Until proven otherwise, absolutely. Until they prove it.
No. We were on the Tottenham losing games train all of last season. And we were right. We were getting correct scores after correct scores after correct scores. I jump off that. I went for them to win away at Brentford. Was I stupid or what? Not again. Sorry.
Yeah. So just to acknowledge Ollie's point about Newcastle defense still being a bit suspect, and the fact that Tottenham got a little bit of a boost with scoring 5 goals versus Charlton. I'm giving Tottenham a goal, so my I can see that, Asif. My prediction, my tip for this one is both teams to score.
Yeah, no, for sure. I do think both will be. This is Rookie. Rookie, we will get. Be patient. Be here for the whole show. We just got to kind of talk about the games because that's kind of what the show is about. But I will read your
Arsenal's at the end too, so we can touch on it when we do.
Arsenal's at the end. So you keep typing away, buddy, and I will read afterwards.
We'll get to him at the end.
We definitely will. What is Charlie talking about? Winnow equals fans gimmicks for what? 2 or 1 long rangers in UCL knockouts? Nah, always believe right talent will show no matter the occasion. Plus depends on 11 in Arsenal's case. Unlike, are we still talking about Alvarez? Okay,
we're still on Alvarez.
This is why yesterday I had a whole show about Alvarez. Why my numbers were good.
Because you wants Alvarez. That's why when I did a Martinelli video, I had Alvarez on it as well. That video did really well.
Oh, by the way, to all the Endrick believers, Fabrizio just shut you down. Breaking Fabrizio, Endrick is staying at Real Madrid.
Yeah, I get it.
Despite news reports and stories in the last 24 hours, Real Madrid and Endrick's stance has not changed. He is staying. So,
yep.
Yeah, back to Alvarez. Okay. All right, here we go. Rookie got rookie approval. He goes, "Yeah, there he is. Now do the show. I will keep typing, and I will read. I promise, I will read everything from the start to finish. I'm always good for it. All right, let's
the title team.
Let's go. Are we ready to move on past Spurs and Newcastle? The titles, here it is. That's what I said. And guys, I'm going to just jump right from the jump. I'll nicely break down the game. I think Chelsea were good, but I'm going.
Not as good as Brighton.
No, I actually think Brighton's going to win 3-2. I'm telling you from the jump.
All right. That's what I like to hear.
I saw something last week at the end of that Fulham game that a team that was better than Fulham, better going forward than Fulham, would have absolutely punished Chelsea. But now after
a different goalkeeper though.
I don't think will he? I don't know. We'll see. I think maybe one more week, and then when they play us, obviously they'll debut their former
Martinez versus us. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, of course they will. So what I'll say is, I was very, 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 very impressed with Brighton. We talked a lot about how shit Villa was last week, but Brighton were decisive, they were clinical, they were fluid, they were fun to watch, the way they moved the ball around, they moved it around really quickly. Hertzler has got Brighton right from the start of the season absolutely clicking. Like despite what we think about Aston Villa, that's a Champions League level side, and they absolutely wrecked them. I do think that this is a team, by the way, that's gotten good success against Chelsea in the past. And I think Chelsea have had a nice little little dream that they've been having all week of like, title challengers. Oh my God, we're the best, most impressive team. It's not Arsenal. Look, we scored 3 against Fulham. We scored within 30 seconds. Wow. Oh my God, João Pedro. Wow. Morgan Rogers. Wow. Cole Palmer is back. Wow. And then, they did went in the window. They got themselves Emi Martinez. They sold a bunch of players for a lot of money. I hear you, right? Everyone's gassed. But that is right when reality comes and hits at home in their first game at the Bridge. And the Seagulls come pecking and eating their bread because I've got Brighton winning. I do. And when you try to play Brighton football, no one plays Brighton football better than Brighton. And
I like that.
I'll say Danny Welbeck gets a watch from the bench as he's.
Yep. He scored last night. He scored last night.
He did.
Good for him.
João Pedro also used to be a Brighton player. A lot about like Caicedo is a former
Rob
Brighton
Sanchez
player.
used to be a former Brighton player.
Dude, they fucking go up and down the list. And
It's it's Brighton Light, or it's Brighton, whatever. Yeah, Brighton 2.0. But
so yeah, that's how I feel. That's the title, and I just got off my chest.
Yeah,
I might be
this
wrong.
one,
I may be totally picked out of hate. Could be.
I mean, based on statistics, it's not a bad pick. Because if you look at the last 3 times Chelsea have played Brighton,
Look at that price.
Brighton have beaten Chelsea in the last 3 games 9-1 on aggregate.
That last game was a beating. I have that in my mind.
They destroyed them 3-0, yeah. And for me, this game is going to come down to the fact that Rob Sanchez is the goalkeeper for Chelsea. Even if Pinders is the goalkeeper, this is going to be a massive, even if Martinez gets registered and is the goalkeeper, it's still going to be a massive issue because he's not the best at playing out from the back, right? And
He has no chemistry with his teammates.
What do we know about Brighton? They pass out from the back to a fault, and they press you to death to a fault. These are the main characteristics of Brighton. That's why both teams to score hits so often in Brighton games, because they play out from the back, they refuse to kick it long, and they will press you in your face. And that's what caused Villa to make horrendous errors at the back and give up 4 goals unanswered because they could not play it out from the back and get through the press. What was Chelsea's problem last season? Playing out from the back. What is Rob Sanchez horrible at? Playing out from the back. And so
what was
Brighton,
Chelsea's problem on Monday night?
Playing out from the back. Like once they get it into the forward, once they get it into the likes of Palmer and in the midfield, especially if teams sit off of them like Fulham were doing, this will not be the case in this game. It will not be the case in this game. But Chelsea are looking really good going forward. Morgan Rogers seems in form. Palmer seems in form. I think it'll be similar. It's plug and play for Brighton. You know, they do the same stuff no matter who's in the game, right? Hensel would benefited. His 2 goals benefited from a super high press. He wasn't the one pressing. He just happened to be on the end of the play. You know, and so I do think Chelsea are going to concede. I think Brighton are going to concede as well because Chelsea's offense is clicking. We have to give it to them. They're looking very dangerous going forward. They're looking very suspect in the other direction, though.
Okay, Hitchell might be out, but it also could be the Premier League debut for David Promise, who is...
Yeah.
I think if he gets on the score sheet at Stamford Bridge, I would not be surprised. He's a really good player. For anybody who was watching Canada during the World Cup, you know, him and Jonathan David were forming a great partnership up front. So that's
probably why he got the move. His play in the World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I also have a upset alert for this one, but I'm going for a draw. I'm going for 2-2. But my
I'm gonna go. I didn't hear the first part. Sorry, I ignored it purposely because I don't listen to results until the button is pressed. What would you say again?
2-2. I'm going for a draw. 2-2.
Okay, here we go.
And my tip for this game is total goals over 2.5 goals total for like both teams.
Go. By the way, I think there'll be a lot of goals. Like I have it as 3-2 as well. So
that's definitely going to
hit. I think there'll be a lot of goals. I think that Chelsea will be worth 4. I think that's the thing about Chelsea though. Like I think they'll score a lot. They'll be really good offensively. Like if Morgan Rogers scores or assists, I won't be surprised. Palmer scores or assists. João scores against former club. I wouldn't be surprised if any of that stuff happens.
Yeah, if you're looking for player props, João Pedro's on fire. Goal or an assist. Cole Palmer, goal or an assist. If you're looking for player props, I'd go with the Chelsea attacking liner.
But one thing last week kind of showed me already.
People. Always wait for lineups.
Especially now before the window closes because
you
never know when somebody's like, I'm not playing. I'm on my way to
if you're doing player props
or something.
If you're doing player props, make sure you guys playing.
Like we spoke last week about Villa, like as if Ollie Watkins was playing and he didn't. Right? So that's a case in point. So few players in that thing. But yeah, look, what the Premier League showed me last week was that expect the unexpected. You know, like nothing is gonna go to chalk or to tape, and sometimes you just got to take a punt and just go for the shockers. I feel like sometimes in this season. Speaking of which, it's great because you got 2 wins. You got 2 teams, who did get 2 very quality wins. I finally got it out last week in the Premier League. Brentford, of course, obviously, as we mentioned about already, absolutely embarrassed Spurs. And Leeds, again, my boy Anton Stack with a insane free kick to start off where he finished off or left off last time. By the way, guys, on that question, Szoboszlai actually did have 4, and Anton Stack had 3. So Szoboszlai people, props to
Stack's
you.
already ahead of him in this season, though. Stack's already ahead of him this season.
That's right. Stack's going for it this year. Don't worry about that one. But look, I think this will be an different game, I think, for both of these two teams, though, in this one. The game is going to be at Elland Road, so I think it's a bit of a different Brentford. I feel there's always, even the last few years, a contrast between how they look like at the G-Tech and how they look like away from the G-Tech. So, and same with Leeds, there's a contrast, although they did get a really good away win last week, obviously at the City Ground. But in midweek.
But Brentford smoked Birmingham 6-1, or was it Peterborough? It might have been Peterborough.
Brentford are
smoked them.
By the way, I'm not going to about to say that Leeds are going to win the game. What did I have?
I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised if Leeds win this game. That won't surprise me one bit.
Look at the odds; they are neck and neck in this one.
Neck and neck. Yep.
But yeah, look.
Yeah.
I think this is a game. This is a game that I would be really excited to look at.
This would be a great game. This is gonna be a fun game.
You know what? One thing I've loved about working with Jake and doing all these shows with Jake, you get really a good appreciation for the mid table teams that nobody really talks about, and you get to kind of enjoy or see the joy in watching some of these teams play. And Leeds against Brentford is one of those, the perfect advertisement for that, I feel. However, I do think it'll be a 1-1 draw. I do think that it's not going to necessarily be the fireworks show that people might think it was based off of last week, mainly because I do think that Leeds at home bring Brentford a little bit down. One thing I'll say is I think Leeds defend better than Spurs. Why? Because Spurs were a 17th place team.
Way better than Spurs.
You see how I keep it consistent? Right?
Yeah.
So, at home, I expect Brentford to have a tougher time breaking down that Leeds team than they did a week ago. Because Spurs obviously had a false bravado that left them open in the counterattack. Leeds not so much. So I think that will be a draw at home, which will be, I think, a good point. I don't see either of these teams losing. I think they've been both in good form, so I do think it'll kind of play out for a draw. That's my feelings.
I agree 100%. I have the same scoreline, 1-1. I think that these teams tactically match up. They kind of fit each other like a glove, right? Because Leeds like to get down the sides. Leeds like to, get crosses in and kind of come at it from, the wing play. But Brentford like to move through the middle with the likes of Jan Elton, Jensen, Damsgaard in there. Of course, we have to mention Sangare, who had an incredible game versus Spurs. Incredible debut for the Bees, and he will, of course, be in there as well. But the mighty Ethan Ampadu, who had an incredible game versus Forest in the middle of the park, is going to have something to say about Brentford's passing through the midfield. I'll tell you that right now. And so, I got this one, a stalemate 1-1. My pick for this one is Leeds double chance, because if there's going to be a winner, I am back in Leeds at home. Elland Road, man. Elland Road is a tough place to go.
And I will say this, by the way. I think there will be a time where Harry Wilson announces himself as a Leeds player.
God, yeah.
It could be this week because it's their first home game.
It could be.
So I would put a cheeky little maybe goal scorer or assist on the Harry Wilson train. Obviously, you got the DCL as well in there as well. It was always
DCL was wasteful versus Forest, man. He missed 2 or 3 good chances.
Yeah, but there's always kind of like that next week where they turn it around and somebody who's going to come up with something.
I heard somebody say. I listen to so much content, bro. I can never remember where I hear things, because I listen to so much stuff. I heard somebody say that DCL is going to be in the Golden Boot race this season.
That's not a crazy take. Unless, of course, Leeds go out in the market and just like buy an insane striker. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, it's like, who did I see that they have? Because I've got the target list for everybody.
I'm not sure. I'm not up to date on Leeds' transfers.
I don't know. I'm up to date with everybody's. That's one thing I'll tell you. I'm up to date with everybody's transfers. The target list I see for Leeds at the moment, they had a few. They have Mikhailo Mudryk on the list.
My dog.
I don't know. Franculo Nju from Midgetland. I call them Midgetland.
Midgetland. Nice.
He's a long-time target of theirs. Yeah, we'll see.
This is going to be a great game, though. This is going to be a very fun game.
I think it will be. I think it will be indeed. Anybody comments specifically on Leeds against Brentford?
Ali said Leeds win. They are different gravy at the moment.
Here you go. Well, look, that's bold. That's a bold statement. I mean, because I think Brentford have also been different gravy at the moment as well. Like the form that Jake was telling me about, the preseason to the Spurs game to the Carabao Cup game, they're scoring. They're literally have found year 2 hit like understanding of each other under Keith Andrews. Speaking of team that's understanding each other in year 2, Sunderland under Regis Labrie. So this is a bit of a opposite of the Leeds and Brentford games. Both of these teams lost them by 1-goal margins. I felt like both of these teams could consider themselves a little bit unlucky last week.
They both played well.
In my tiers. They did.
Well.
Look, Fulham, had they just settled a little bit earlier in the game and just kind of like avoided that early wave of Chelsea pressure, would have gotten something out of the game. I know that sounds like, oh wow, of course you don't concede after 30 seconds, things will be better.
They got Rob Sanchez.
But to be, yeah, I know, absolutely. And by the way, big up to Pedro Neto, who just loved to hit the side netting like as if it was like he was aiming for it. That was the craziest shit. Rookies keeps going on the Alvarez.
He's still on the Alvarez thing.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get to all of it. So
We're almost there, Rookie.
I'm slowly just previewing some of your stuff for the people, although they're all reading while I'm not. So to be fair, but yeah, look, I think we're back to the Fortress of Light for Sunderland, which will be back to better, more friendly surroundings, which is why I picked Sunderland to win against Fulham. Like, at the end of the day, it's a tough hand that Fulham have been handed like earlier in the season. These are one of my relegation fighters. I would have thought, like I was saying this to Cal yesterday on the show, like if any of the 17 I feel like is the lightest in squad depth and is probably the most vulnerable to the drop, especially with the way Ipswich is building right now. I'm starting to feel like maybe Ipswich is almost at Fulham level, and they maybe just need one more to kind of push them over the top at this point in time. Like, I think the Fortress of Light, I got a Sunderland win 2-1, and yeah, I have a certain Dutchman getting on the scoreline. I'm going to tell you that much right now, and Jake is going to.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Took the words right out of my mouth. Sunderland 2-1, Brian Brobby to score. That's exactly what I have written down on my notes here. The thing about Fulham is that I'm not convinced that they're going to be relegation fodder this season. I don't know. Yeah,
at the same time, the way they fought with Chelsea as well. It's hard. It's hard really, for one game. It's really hard.
It's really tough to call who's going to be in the bottom this season.
Let's call it Tottenham. Let's just do it by default. Come on. Use your eyes. Use your eyes, everybody. It's...
Just gonna throw that out there.
Villa. I mean, they keep losing everybody.
I don't know about
Maybe
that.
I should shut my mouth. That's our quote this week.
I think Sunderland could struggle with Europe this season, but they're still such a good side.
They're not there yet, though. They're not there yet. At this time, it doesn't affect them.
Yeah, well, it's 2 weeks. No, they're still a good side, though, man. And especially at home, the Fortress of Light's really, really tough. But I did watch Fulham in the Carabao Cup yesterday. This Gonzalo Garcia guy, bro, he's going to be a G&A merchant this season. We're going to get some value.
I heard that, didn't Real Madrid get a buyback clause on that sale as well?
They do.
I'm pretty sure Fabrizio made a pretty big idea. That tells you that they think he's going to be like.
He will be.
All you need to know.
I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, he will be, bro. He is he's dynamite. He's electric. And keep your eye on this guy because he's very, very good, and he's comfortable. He's already comfortable. He's confident. He doesn't give a shit who he's playing against. Dude. Yeah, I was very, very. Asif told me to, because when we were a couple weeks ago on the Cup Chasers, I was like, yeah, Fulham are going to be absolute dog shit this season. And Asif's like, yo, check this guy out. Yeah, do yourselves a favor. This guy, he's good. And I think he's going to be the reason that Fulham, that I'm not saying Fulham are just shoo-ins for relegation.
I wouldn't say shoo-ins. I would still say my favorites for relegation would be the 3 that came up.
I think his goals are going to keep them in the league.
Although, to be honest, Ipswich to me looked like a team. We're talking already about Sunderland. They looked to me like, and we'll get to Ipswich in a second, obviously. They to me looked like a team that looks like they've got the fight to stay in them to stay up. They've got the quality as well. So I think it's part of it. Like, you have the fight. Like, Hull showed that they could be close boys for Man United, and they obviously got the most impressive result of the weekend amongst those 3 teams, obviously, in terms of who they beat. But some of these teams will get those performances, you know. Mm-hmm. I just see the quality of, like, when you have players like Palacios and like Enciso in your midfield, and Sasha Lukic, probably, you left for him. That is a midfield that is of a probably a team that could be anywhere between 10th to 15th. So, like, I don't know. I feel like Ipswich is staying up, and that's, by the way, I'm spoiler alert to my predictions next week, even after the window closes. Let's see as things change. Ipswich is staying up for me. Someone's going down. The question is who. Yeah, and that's going to be the fun game that we're gonna find out this year. Speaking of which, I think we're gonna move on here. Relegation team last week. This is a harder one this week, but they do have obviously home advantage this time around. It's the first game of the Premier League season at Old Toilet, or what do you call it?
Flood Trafford.
Mold Trafford, I've heard.
Old Trafford works, yeah.
That one as well. And Man United will have a lot of pressure. After the showing last week, the way the fans have been speaking already, all the pressure heaped on. By the way, good, Rookie, I see that you're done, because Arsenal's coming up next, so we'll get there. But we have to talk about the game. I do want to make sure we talk about the game. Man United would have had so much pressure from the fan base all week. Like, I feel like it wasn't like, it was like they were out-muscled, outworked, out-bullied. They were surprised. They sleepwalked into the game. They never really found any energy in the game. Even when they were chasing it, they didn't look like they were going to do anything. To be honest, I was surprised. I actually thought Man United would be good this season. And
there you go, thinking again.
Yeah, I'm thinking just because I'm like, I can't. It's find a way to describe what was going on with Manchester United in that game. But I do think this time around, despite what I've said about Ipswich, I think that, as I said also about Spurs, but I think doubly as so, I think this time there's been an emphasis on Man United to be ready for this game. Let's come out. Let's start our season really in earnest. Baliba is going to be making his first start. I do think that will make a difference for them in terms of bringing some extra fight and physicality, and, you know, a player who's come literally from Brighton and has that sort of that rough edge to him. I think that Man United are going to end up coming out of this one. I don't think it's going to be some sort of flashy statement win. I think Ipswich are worth a goal as well in this game, and I have Man United winning 2-1 over Ipswich on Sunday afternoon. And by the way, Sportsbet backs me on that too.
I tend to agree with that. These odds are insane, though. These odds are absolutely insane. If you want to put, if you're a betting man, little cheeky small bet on Ipswich to win, just because of how insane these odds are. I think the game is going to be much closer than that, but I do think this game is going to suit United a whole lot more than the whole game did. Ipswich like to put the ball on the ground and play through the lines. They're not a hit it long and win the second ball kind of approach, at least not versus Sunderland. Of course, that was the home performance at Portman Road, and it may change because they're away from home, but it's going to be the midfield. The midfield battle is going to be very, very, very important in this one. Bruno Fernandes is going to have to play a whole lot better than he did, and whoever is in that six, that deeper lying role for United is going to be, if it's Baleba or Santos, whoever it is, be very, very important in this game. You have to win the duels. That's what they didn't do, Man United, in the last game. And so you would expect Carrick to be on them for that. And you're going to have to get Bruno involved a whole lot more. I think that they will do. I think that Seshko should come in and start. It should be Cunha on the left,
Why do they keep
Bumo
bringing
on the right.
Seshko as like a break glass of emergency only look like? Is that's what it feels like?
I
never see this guy actually been trusted with the keys. They did actually for a little bit last year, and he was on really good form when they were doing so, remember? And then all of a sudden they go back to like, let's start, who do they start? The former Chelsea guy, randomly up front in weird games. No, not even. What's his name?
Talking about last season? Who they started?
Mason Mount. You know how many games they started Mason Mount?
Yeah. Oh God. Oh.
Yeah, I remember David was losing his shit. They started him up front against us. Do you remember that?
Ridiculous. Yeah, Mason Mount shouldn't be nowhere near the field, in my opinion, on this one. But yeah, I think it's going to be this game's going to be played on the ground. It's going to be a lot more of a back and forth than the other game, than the whole game was. I think Ipswich are going to give it a go, but I do think United are going to get off to a winning start at home. I agree, 2-1, but they will concede because their defense is suspect at best. Even if the Butcher comes back in and it's Martinez and Maguire, it's still going to be, So I have both teams to score in this one, even though I expect United to win 2-1.
And I would agree.
Asif says Mbuemo's going to score. I can see that. Yeah.
I can see Mbuemo scoring. I can absolutely see Mbuemo. I can see him scoring first, to be honest. Could be the tone setter as well on this one.
He was horrendous versus...
I would like to see, by the way...
versus Hull, though.
I would really like to see, by the way, them utilize Tielemans a little bit more as a supplement to...
He was so bad, man. Tielemans
I know, but he could up his game. But use him in the proper ways as a supplement sort of to Bruno to kind of create some extra creative output in that team. Of course,
he's just not a duel winner, man. That was their problem. Yeah. They need somebody to win the ball.
Well, I don't know if he'll
Tielemans' best attribute is literally what Bruno Fernandes does, passing and vision. Right. So I think unless Tielemans can find a niche role in this United midfield, he might not be a starter.
Yeah, well, for me, Baleba is I think from day one, he's a must start for me.
But who's the other guy? It's obviously Bruno.
It's gotta be Mainu. But the thing is, I just don't know if I don't know if Mainu, like from the physical point of view, works.
That's not what you need him to do.
Where they're in right now,
they shouldn't ask Mainu to be the deepest guy. But they shouldn't ask him to be the deepest guy. They should ask Baleba to be the deepest guy.
Baleba has to be the deepest guy.
Mainu's box to box.
That's the thing, right? That's why last week I feel like didn't work. They needed that Baleba type of player. By the way, they knew he was coming at the time last week. But that is the key. That's going to be the glue for how this new look Man United defense is supposed to look. Because you can't use Santos in that role. Santos is a bit of a hybrid midfielder.
He's too small, man.
6 or 8, exactly, right? So you're never going to have dual. They went with Santos and Tielemans as a pairing. And I'm like, that shit's going to get beaten all day long. You're not winning duels. And by the way, the Hull players, Hull have taken a little bit something out of that Mikel Arteta books. They're big.
Oh, yeah.
They are big. They are stronger men. Like, regardless of if they wear a Hull badge or whatever, they are bigger, more physical, stronger guys. And that's exactly what happened. Big guys beat up little dudes every single time. And while Baleba's not huge, he's physical. And
I don't know, man. I think in that regard, Baleba's overrated. So I think Man United are going to struggle with getting bullied all season long.
Well,
there's no steal. Who's the steal? Who's the bruiser?
Well, it's the new look midfield. You know, they completely went renovating and they got smaller. I don't know who knew. Well, Casemiro is a massive loss. Let's be honest. Right. So,
but I still think United get this one over the line.
Yeah, I still think too. By the way, that midfield battle is going to be interesting because, as I mentioned all show, Palacios. Right. I think
Steve says, let's hope Maguire can pull the proper shirt this time instead of marking Mazraoui.
Look, I think, former Tiger was trying to get a bit of a helping hand last week. I gotta say, I was like, "Are you playing for United? Or are you playing back? You're taking yourself back to 2014." Like
Harry Maguire in 2026 just makes me so happy. Oh man!
But no, but look, I think Ezekiel Palacios. I think you'll have a good Premier League debut. I actually do think so. Like of all the Argentines, I actually think that he's a good surfaceable player. I think I could see it's almost like a carbon copy. This is another former Xabi Alonso, Leverkusen midfielder, to come in, to add steel, to add leadership into a midfield. And I think Ipswich, if you thought they looked good last week in the middle of the park, they're going to look even better in the middle of the park. And I will say, this is why I think this will be tight. Because I do think as well, Ipswich could have a very good chance of winning the midfield battle. They got Sasha Lukic in there. Like, he's a big guy as well. Like, so it should be a really interesting game. Again, I just think home advantage, that's what will do United well. Let's hear, because Ruki has actually switched lanes, and he started talking about this game after his Alvarez rant, which we'll get to. Hot take, I see the people getting relegated. Hull, Coventry, and Sunderland not been impressed with their signings, and they are in Europe as well. Ooh, he's got the Black Cats going down. Charles says, now that Baliba has entered the fray, their defense will magically be better. Fans talk about fire them cannons. They do.
He's saying that United fans are gonna believe and purport and espouse that United are saved because of Baliba.
Okay.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I know. Well, then reality hits again. I hate doing. Why do they do that to themselves? Honestly, they need more KJs in this world.
Just let them. Let them do
it. The United fans I know are like the ones that are like really like level-headed and a bit.
Oh, trust me, I know a couple United fans who are not level-headed at all.
Like even David, right? Even David is level-headed about Man United. You know what I mean? Like, the United midfield got physically dominated. Hull have some physical profiles, and United have Baliba now. They will be all right, says Ruki.
We'll see.
Yeah, Asif goes, Ipswich for the win. Man United midfield's getting ripped through like paper. My betting tip is Mbuimo to score. Yep. We did read that part out, but I didn't see the Ipswich win part. I was just looking at the last part. Tielemans with no McGinn and Onana around him.
Mm-hmm.
Fair point, actually, to be honest. United best midfield would be Baleba, Mainu, and Bruno. I think we would all agree with that.
Yeah, probably.
No. Yeah, functionally. And Steve goes, let's hope Maguire pulls the right shirt on the corners. All right. Finally, we talked about everybody else. All the 18 teams that aren't winning the Premier League. 19. We're now getting to the defending champions. And despite my crash out yesterday on the Anton and Cal show, I'm still very much, as always, very confident about Arsenal. And I will say this.
God, look at these
odds. Have been. Yeah, because this odds reflects what I'm about to say. This is the perfect time to play Aston Villa at Villa Park. Emi Martinez just walked out the door. Ezri Konsa just walked out the door. They lost Morgan Rogers. They've lost Tielemans, as mentioned. They've lost. They lost. What's his name? The guy who went to PSG, the Frenchman. I forgot his name. Luca Digne.
Sorry, I'm on
They're
mute.
just reeling, and they. By the way, they just licking their wounds after a 4-0 defeat. Like,
plus the man Zombie is injured.
The man Zombie is injured. Leon Goretzka will be in for his Premier League debut. We played them actually last year in the Champions League. Fun fact, when he played with Bayern. Mm-hmm. But I think Arsenal have been clicking. We're going to be well rested. Apparently, Bruno G is going to be back to play his first Arsenal Premier League game. That's what Arteta confirmed yesterday. Ezri Konsa will play his debut against his former club. Mikel Arteta also confirmed. Arsenal's fully fit and firing and ready to go. And I feel like after having, a really good start to the season, I think it will continue. I do have Arsenal winning 2-1 because I do have to respect the Villa Park in a place that has been a hard place for us to go and win. But this is why I think we'll go the win instead.
What makes you think we're going to concede?
Do you know what it is?
No, that's why I'm asking.
Every time we play this Villa game, this Villa team away, we always concede. Like there's always like some sort of John McGinn goal coming somewhere, or
Matty Cash on the back post.
Or Buendia, or some stupid bullshit.
But the goal that beat us in this fixture last season was an absolute melee scrum rugby tackle kind of bullshit in the box at the death. It wasn't like we got outplayed and schooled in this game.
Look, I just got to stay a little bit when it comes to these fixtures that have been general banana skins for us. I tend to be a little bit more cautious. I'm not going to go and be like, Arsenal's going to win 4-0, because obviously the Anton inside me wants to say that. But I just want to keep a little bit, a bit of reality. There's every chance we could absolutely run away with this game, given the form of both teams being on absolutely different sides of the stratosphere. But I do think this will be a close. I think Arsenal's not going to be as, lights out as we have been in recent weeks. But Villa aren't going to be as shite as they have been in recent weeks. It'll be somewhere in the middle, but Arsenal will still get the job done, and Arsenal will win. And by the way, hovering along the edges of this game, which is why I don't like the timing of it, it is on transfer deadline day evening. So that's going to be an interesting little subplot as well.
Look, they played Buendia. They played Buendia down the middle, bro. Buendia down the middle versus Brighton, man. Lindelof and it was Lindelof at the back. Man, we're gonna smoke
Nicholas Jackson will be. He hasn't been announced yet, so I don't know. But
you're afraid of Nico Jackson?
This is exactly what Cal said yesterday.
Come on, come on.
I'm just trying to, lay the scene for the game, everybody. We're bringing in all the facts, and we're doing the Punisher.
We are superior.
You didn't. Wait. Sorry. When I said Nicholas Jackson, you said. You're like, oh, you didn't think Nicholas Jackson? I say Leon Goretzka. You're like, oh yeah, Leon Goretzka.
Because Goretzka's a quality player from Bayern effing Munich. Nico Jackson rode bench. Yeah, he's from Bayern Munich, but he's not from Bayern Munich.
I'm not what you're gonna say. They're both.
But he's not. Munich. He's not, is he? Though he's not. He played for Bayern.
Hey, who never knows? Rafael Leao could be playing this game. By the way, there are a lot of reports that.
Okay, so. Rafa Leao hype, bro. I don't rate him that highly. I'm not afraid of this Villa side at all. At even a little bit. What are they going to do? Play Garnacho? Come on, people. Come on. What are we doing?
Garnacho. Oh my God, he's playing this game. Oh.
Dude.
By the way, what is Villa and Chelsea got going on this I'm like
Chelsea fleeced them. Chelsea embarrassed them. They bought Morgan Rogers for $117
and then took all their money back,
and then got all of their. So essentially, they paid $10 million They've paid $10 million for Morgan Rogers, and they sent Nico Jackson and Garnacho the other way. It's an embarrassment. It's an absolute.
They also got Emi Martinez.
They pulled Villa's pants down in front of everybody.
Best two. Chelsea literally got Villa's best two players. We got the other one.
And then left them standing there with their you-know-what in their hand, because it's like, come on, bro. Villa have gotten absolutely wrecked in this transfer window,
that Chelsea fans were desperate to get rid of.
Look,
and
now,
gave them Morgan Rogers and Emi Martinez. Oh, my God.
Look, on the game itself, are they going to improve? Yeah, you would expect them to improve. But who's the best pressing team in this league? We are. And so... what was their issue in that game? They could not handle the press at all. So if you think Brighton pressed them to death, and that's why they won the game, look out. Look out. the way we're going to win the ball back high in this game, I think Zolis is going to have an absolute field day. He's going to an absolute field day. And I've gone very conservative with my bet as well because I feel like Arsenal are going to get up and then just keep them in front of us. Keep them at bay, kind of, one hand out and on their head while they do one of these and they can't get close to us. It's kind of how I expect the game to go. So I'm echoing your result of a 2-0 Arsenal victory.
Look at what he said.
I'm cool with, I could see us absolutely smashing them. I can see an absolute demo job in this game as well. We just, the quality we have and the form we're in compared with the quality that they're lacking at the back and the form they're in. I think Wan-Bissaka might come in and be the right back against Zolis. Zolis is going to run him ragged, dude. He's going to absolutely run him ragged. And that's why my tip for this game is Zolis goal or assist. There's been one game where in his whole Arsenal career where he hasn't gotten a goal or assist. He hasn't gotten a goal or an assist.
I told you last week that should have been the bet, and that's what he didn't actually.
Only because they stole it from him. They stole it. They should have. He should have had the assist, but because of the goalkeeper got the hand to it or whatever, they don't give it to him. But technically,
is Matty Cash injured?
Yeah, Matty Cash isn't playing either, dude. Yeah, dude. They're done.
AWB, welcome to the show.
They're done, bro. They're absolutely done.
And I think Zolis on the other side. Zolis is going to get that was the matchup from the Champions League semifinals. That's going to be interesting. Ruggeri against Saka.
Oh, Ruggeri, is he going to start? See, they got all new players. And if it's not Suzuki in goal, if it's Bizot in goal again, oh god.
I feel like it's gotta be. Sorry.
This
is the way it is, right? It's gotta be. It has to be a meritocracy, right now. And Suzuki is clearly brought in to be the number one. After Bizot is conceded 4 goals, this is your best fucking opportunity to make a switch. If he's still in the, I fully expect Suzuki to be in the net against us. If not, Emery's on.
Yeah, he's in trouble.
Seriously,
I think he's in a lot of trouble, and it's just a really bad time for Villa to be playing us.
See, my score line has Suzuki in goal. This score line happens if
Bizot in goal. Yeah,
right. Yeah,
I can absolutely see that. But I think we're going to control this game. I think there are going to be periods where we let them have the ball, and then we're going to realize, wow, they're not what they used to be in build-up, and then we're just going to maul them. I think that's how it's going to go.
Yeah,
we're going to have too much in the middle of the field. Unless Kamara just has a blinder. Like when we play Villa, who was the player for Aston Villa that made it really, really, really difficult for us? It was Amadou Onana. Onana was shitting on us before he got the injury, and then we went and walked all over him 4-1. They were in that game before Onana went out injured, right? And so if Kamara is going to have to pick up that slack because he's out. He's not going to be there for like 6 months or whatever. He's got ACL. So if Kamara doesn't step up and Bruno G just runs over him in the middle of the park, it's done, dude. We're going to run him over in the middle of the park.
Absolutely. By the way, X needs to be silenced. I'm literally reading and seeing the most ridiculous rumors because everybody's trying to take advantage of the fact that anything could happen. I just saw Alexander Sorloth linked to Arsenal. That's not the Atletico striker Arsenal's going for. I promise you guys. Like, by the way, there's this dude being like, Alvarez will still happen to Barcelona. Yeah, I know. All right, cool.
Rookie's right as well. João Gomez, the guy they brought in from Wolves, he's got a red card.
We'll get into it, by the way. Villa was the team that ruined my prediction last week. So we need to ruin it right back. I ruined my Arsenal being on top of the whole season prediction.
Yep.
Honestly, when I saw that fixture, when I saw the end of that match week, and I was like, Brentford didn't absolutely not, like they missed the penalty on. I'm like, okay, I'll be all right. There's no way, Brighton is destroying that. No way, right? I would not have guessed that one, right? That's
crazy.
what I'm saying.
I don't think Villa would have guessed it either.
I went big on Brighton to beat Chelsea, and I think the same will repeat itself here. I think Arsenal's going to beat Villa, and That's what it is. So, let's go, everybody. Conversation on the Arsenal game, obviously. Arsenal to win this one. Villa have sold most of their best players. Adina, don't get it twisted. We are champions. Good evening, Emery. We would add to your nightmares. They also lost their steal. João Gomez on a red card, and I don't think Watkins is...
He's in Al Hilal, bro. He's already in Saudi. Yeah. He's already in Saudi.
I don't think Martinelli is playing in this game either, for the same reason.
Martinelli's in Saudi as well. Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah. We're going to beat them fervently. Heck, I want Doubtman.
I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally fine with Doubtman.
I'm starting with B. I've seen enough out of Saka. I'm like, he's back, bruv. That's the player's name.
He was talking about
Anton, check the starting 11 for Villa at Brighton. Villa got food chained.
It was pants.
Simple. Yeah. It was Onana. Hey, look, if Villa gets Rafa Leao over Galatasaray, that would be a bit of a statement on.
Oh, I thought I saw the here we go to Galatasaray.
No. There was no here we go. No, there's definitely not.
Who knows, man? The socials are crazy.
There's so many fake Fabrizio ones. I saw one earlier today. It was like Fabrizio Ramon.
It's fan Brizio Romario. I've seen that one a ton, but it's like really close. So people think
he said Leao to Villa. Here we go. Everyone's like, oh, well. And I'm like,
and I saw the Galatasaray. Here we go. So who knows, man? That's what
everyone tries their hands at being an ITK at this time of year because they're like, well, something's gonna hit, right? Because it's crazy. And it's just like, this is like the equivalent of April Fool's Day. Just put the phone down, guys. Wait. I actually turn my notifications on for the big boys, so I can put my phone away, and then just you get notified from the voices that matter. Advice, everybody. New Aston Villa man Goretzka will cook rice. Look. Let's get into it. Is Konza starting? Let's get into it. Because I love this. Is the only game that I do while I do starting 11 predictions. David Raya, obviously, for obvious reasons. Kala has been on absolute smoke, great form. He's got to start. Sorry. I need the floater, my Italiano. You know what he is? Like, the speedboats and Lake Como? That's exactly Calafiori. An Italian speedboat.
Nice. An Italian speedboat. Nice.
Yeah, he's definitely not a gondola, because that's what they have in Venice. So it's definitely more of a speedboat, right? But gondolas float. Anyway, I'm just getting
we're getting sidetracked there.
I'm thinking about my Italy trip. My head.
You're going down a gondola hole there, aren't you?
Yeah. Right back. I think Ben White starts. Benny White starts. But yeah, the way that our attack was flowing the other week. I do think you're going to get a first start for Ezri Konza. I do.
I disagree.
I know you disagree. I knew when I was saying it, you disagree, just like Kyle did. And I get, you have to go roll with who's earning the spots. But Konza's been brought in for a job, and that is to stand in for William Saliba. And he's making his debut at the place where he played his entire career at Villa Park, next to Gabriel. For me, that for me is what I'm thinking is going to happen.
It won't bother me at all. I don't think that's an issue.
Yeah. I think Declan Rice starts again and Bruno will come off the bench because I do think the Rice will pair Lewis Skelly like it did last week. I mean, it worked so well last week that I can't see Arteta changing it from that perspective, right?
No reason Odegaard, to drop MLS. There's no way we drop MLS.
Yeah, absolutely no way. No. That's what I'm saying. Look, Bruno obviously is coming back from injury. You're not going to start him right away. I think you got that Chelsea game and that's where you're going to go. You're going to go big, remember. Odegaard, the Zolis, of course. I'm just called the Zolis.
The Greek freak.
The Greek freak. I said yesterday on my Instagram, I said, Yana, step aside. That's a little bit of salt because I'm a Bucks fan, obviously. So, but there's a new Greek freak in town. I got Saka starting, and up front, I don't want to say it.
You know what's happening, though. You know it's going to be Kai.
I know it's going to be Kai. I can't have all these Victor Gyökeres predictions when he hasn't been starting, and then I'm like,
I need him to come in and score though. Like I need him to play at least.
I need Victor to score before the window is closed. I need it because these fucking rumors, even now, like that's the biggest thing I've hated about Alvarez thing. Like I actually started as like a real Alvarez dreamer, and yes, Ruki will get to it. And then the whole swap deal thing just kind of put a bitter fat mouth in my taste.
Yeah, man, that's disgusting. I think that's ridiculous, and we should definitely not do that. Definitely not do that. It'd be ridiculous.
Yeah,
but from
absolutely.
Gyökeres's point of view, you can see what's going on. You know, Havertz is being picked over him, which is ridiculous as well. And then we're all in for another striker. I mean, from Gyökeres's point of view, is like, look, if I'm not gonna play, and you guys are being this ungrateful, including the fans, like, I get it.
Hey, I wasn't slandering him. I was begrudgingly praising him. That's what that was. I just put him in my starting lineup willingly. Rookie, read between the lines. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like when I've begrudgingly given him his flowers. Here. I've got.
Rookie, I was saying it was ridiculous that he didn't play at all.
Here, take him. Here.
Rookie, I was saying it was ridiculous that Gyökeres didn't play at all versus in the last game.
Yeah, I thought so.
That's all I was saying. Not that it's ridiculous Kai's starting.
I threw a tantrum at the end when he didn't come on.
Yeah, you did.
Jake. He always got the love for Kai. Ridiculous how exactly Kai is being amazing. I would want to rotate a bit, need some players to get games in their legs.
What are you saying? What I'm saying is ridiculous if you want Gyökeres to play well. Anyway, let's see what
give me your little any edit onto my lineup, just any changes you would make to it. I know you already got
I think Mascara will start instead of Konsa, but other than that, yeah, it's fine. The lineup's fine. I think Saka should start if he's good to go. I would still not start with Rice if Bruno is ready to start. I think we should give Rice as much rest as possible, in my opinion, especially since, you know, it's not like this is the Champions League semi versus Madrid or something. Like, this is game 2 versus a team that looks absolutely dead on their feet. So I'm not necessarily thinking we have to have Rice, but like if he plays for half the game and comes out at halftime, I'm cool with that as well.
All right, so before we get into reading off of Rookie, I have to give love to, if I'm going to do this for Rookie, give love to everybody in the chat who's all participated. So I will kind of read through all the messages I also haven't written, read on the show. So we'll go through them because they're still haven't been grayed out yet. So the first one was Charlie goes, Haaland has to find strength to score. His hair is gone. Strength was in the hair, he proudly
Samson
said.
Status.
Yeah, absolutely. I have zero hopes from Andoni Ebola. I can definitely tell he's your viewer, Jake. To crack it at Liverpool might prove me wrong, but I just want Arteta to focus ending our Anfield misery this season. Same, and the Etihad misery, to be honest.
For real.
Ayo, Alvarez needs a move. Yeah, I know. I don't think it's going to happen to Barcelona now. I know there are a lot of people who are still kind of like having a hard time taking a grasp of that, and I'm like, dude, guys, if
how many times do they have to come out and say we are unequivocally not selling to Barcelona before people are like, all right?
They haven't even used their journalists to do it. They just said it themselves.
Straight up, yeah.
I think Tonali, Bentancur, and Fernandez as their best midfield.
I can agree with that.
Probably gives them the most balance. Yeah, you might as well just put Bruno. I mean, not Bruno. Definitely a lot. Mateus Fernandez into the 10 at this point, to be honest.
It's their only option.
I was hearing like they're going to put Kudus into the 10, and I'm like, first of all, I thought he was injured. This was what Henry was saying the other day. I'm like, you got Mateus Fernandez, you can play. I
like
10.
Henry.
Yeah, but you got Mateus Fernandez, you can play in the 10. Like,
that's what's going to happen, man.
Yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. Yeah. Big up the Gunners. Big up FXE, man. I think this is the first time I've seen you in here. Make sure you're hitting the like button and you're subscribing if you're still in here, because this was about an hour ago, this message. So Enzo will be his new Savio. Yeah,
talk about Nez. Yeah.
Moving on to the next guy. Do we even need Alvarez? Asked
I don't
Ali.
think we do.
Jake and Anton, we are chasing celebrities, not profiles, not Kafane, not Mateo Bahoya, not Nusa, not Pardo. not Malik, Fofana, nothing. Well,
I don't know.
I would love to
Alvarez
have
is the
Seb
right-
on here
Alvarez
because
is the
Seb
right
would tell
profile.
you something. Seb would be like, well, none of those guys are worth the money. None of them are upgrades of what we've got now. No, I'm totally, but I will have Seb back in FTC at some point, and he's going to rebut me on all this type of shit. I think maybe after the window, that way that me and him get back to being good friends again, because we've butted heads on every Arsenal target all summer. But no reason why I didn't bring him on, though. Obviously, I've a big love for Seb. He's my guy and he knows it. Charles makes a good point, but need talent that wins now. I don't think any of those players win us.
There's your Seb comment.
No, there's the Seb comment. See? Maybe Melly and Seb have been. No, to be honest, it's okay. Rookie, I'm coming back to you. Actually, Fabrizio, Marcus Rashford to Arsenal incoming. Here we go.
Oh, please,
all
no.
as per plan. Never in doubt. Mikel gets the player.
Please, God, no.
The funny thing is, actually sounds really good, like a Fabrizio.
This sounds like yeah.
I love how
Yeah.
Fabrizio goes, "Oh, Barcola, never in doubt." I'm like, I know a little bit more than that, and I know that Barcola was looking over his shoulder for the longest, and the lady never came that he wanted to have, and so he just stayed with the one that was waiting patiently by the bar for the last 3 months. And because he's willing to actually buy her like a very expensive drink. So, good. Chelsea 1 game per week should scare rivals. Plus, got serial rattler Emmy Martinez boys, says
Don't
Charlie.
scare me. Why would Chelsea scare? They haven't beaten us in Arteta's entire tenure. I'm not scared of Chelsea.
Anyone else can I get in? Oh, Simon comes in. Oh, Anton, guy that looks like retired WWE. Hey, you know what?
Oh yeah.
You look like John Cena. I'll fucking take that. I'll fucking take that if I'm you. All right, Rookie. Here we go. I promised I would read your entire Julian Alvarez thing. By the way, Asif goes, go Hull City. That was one that was
Big up Hull.
all right. Let's go. Rookie says, guys, I'm pissed. Insanely so. Anton, today I want to give you a full breakdown on Alvarez, even from the financial standpoint. Anton, Atletico bought Alvarez for £64 million with add-ons, which could take it to $81.5 million. Atletico have not triggered any of the add-ons, and City have a 10% sell-on clause. Oh, I don't love the idea of giving them money at all.
Man City money.
But we have done it, in the past. We bought, Zinchenko and Jesus and the like.
Right.
So it's not like we're against that. This means their cost in all of this, Atletico, that is £64.5 million, and the City sell on, and they're trying to sell that to us for 128. It's not they're trying. They have. Like, if you read the reports, we've agreed the fee. They're not trying anything. We've paid what it's all down to Alvarez, like literally. Now we all know the fact the player wants Barca. If we make that insane financial commitment, which by the way is a club record signing, and the Cronkies always have said anything for 100 mil should be. By the way, I agree. I could have said that. Alvarez is one which simply makes those levels of commitment impossible. And the situation where eventually next season Barca comes, we are going to need to sell, and I can promise you we sell below 128 million. Hey, facts. Barcelona will probably pressure and literally do the same thing they're doing to Atletico, and we are not being the best sellers. We lose him for 90 to 95 million. Honestly, I see it, and I hate that I do.
It's very plausible. This situation is very possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. To be honest. Then, from a tactical standpoint, I simply cannot understand the obsession. I get the need for consistent XG over performers, but if we should have gotten Rodgers or wait for Krupi in January. I agree, by the way. They're more than
Rodgers has consistent GNA.
Yeah. He does.
And Alvarez is just a smaller Kai Havertz with a better finish. As far as profile. As far as profile is concerned.
He's also faster. He's also much faster.
Faster,
and he's got better dribbler.
Yeah.
Lot better. He's better at everything.
I'm just talking about the profile. Just the profile.
Right. Fair.
And what he would do in an Arsenal team.
Well, so I don't understand why we want two of them. Why not just have, now here I am trying to, speak for Kai's sale. the reality is we don't need an XG overperformer now as much as we needed the wide threat. I'm just reading the comments and we're done. It's no, Christy's coming in the room. The reality is we don't need an XG overperformer now as much as we need a wide threat comfortable at wide and with insane bursts and overall high level shot creating actions.
His name is Christos Zolis.
Absolutely. Boom. Alvarez has never been a need for us. I double down on all that stuff the rookies say, by the way. I haven't disagreed with a thing.
But it's not necessarily about what we need anymore. It's about what we can bring in to win us the Champions League, to get us over the line. What can we bring in to make us just a little bit better? You know, we have what we need, technically. You know.
We're going to win the league, whether if we end up with any out of signing, in my opinion. Alvarez has never been a need for us, and I stated this from day one, because we need Barcola. I think there's another part where I agreed, and that's why I was not very happy yesterday. Who was the best profile, but we didn't do that and got baited by Vinny, which, by the way, is no excuse.
This argument kind of gets under my under my skin, though. This whole idea that Arsenal aren't, we're not worthy to buy Vinny, or we're not worthy to buy Alvarez, and we're going after celebrities instead of profiles. If we weren't, and the Arsenal board and media team were like, hey, Christos Zolis is our big marquee signing, and we're not going to go after anybody else because we've got this guy, and he's absolutely amazing, Arsenal fan base would be pissed that as champions, we're not going after the best and brightest in the world. So you can't have it both ways. Like, either we go for Vinny, and he uses us because that's what happens with the best of the best of the best of the best, or we're just cucks who's standing in the corner like
at the end of the day,
idiots.
Arsenal's
Like, I don't think it's not either or. Like, we have to try to go for the best of the best because we're champions. And if we didn't do that, people would be pissed.
That's right. And I'll say, I'll back with this because Cal was saying this last night, and I've seen James say it also yesterday as well. Arsenal is, regardless if we land the targets or not, Arsenal's trying to move into a new stratosphere. We're trying to formulate plans and ideas and strategies of attracting the best in the world. So whether or not it comes off, you'll say that Arsenal found a loophole, which, by the way, most other clubs were just not really paying attention to. The fact that Vinny was in a very, very fragile situation in terms of his contract situation, which Arsenal could take advantage of. And literally, if it wasn't for the fact that maybe our interest in him was so public that Madrid started to feel the need to up the deal a little bit, we probably would have been sitting there perfectly for a situation where we would have gotten him. In the ideal world, Ornstein doesn't bomb anything. It stays quiet. And all of a sudden you get, here we go, Vinny Jr. And everyone's like, that's what Arsenal wanted. And I feel like that kind of just, that's what I was saying. There was very small little margins. With Alvarez, they found a situation where, he ain't going to Barcelona. And if he's not going to Barcelona, we want to put ourselves in the best position where it's Arsenal or you stay. Just like with Vinny, it was Arsenal or you stay. And that is kind of where you have to kind of see from Arsenal's point of view of we're trying to move into a direction of being absolutely elite and going for the best of the best. Like, we're going for the hot girls in the club rather than the ones that we think will come home with us. That's to use that sort of analogy.
Yeah, no, that's a good analogy. Yeah.
I was told when Berta came in, he's the type who doesn't pull all his eggs in one basket and overall has multiple targets. So either there was an in-club over prioritization of Vinny or Berta, but he has, though.
We've had tons of targets this.
Look,
how many players have we been linked? We've been linked with everyone.
Oh my God, even now, it's fucking everywhere.
We've been linked with everybody.
Yeah,
I think he definitely has multiple.
I agree with
multiple targets.
About 90% of what you're saying.
It's just the fact that Vinny would be like the greatest signing of all time for us. So when you have a chance, you got to go for it, no matter what.
Alvarez, if somehow you can keep him on board, win a lot. I was saying, like, let's say he creates some friendships from the Arsenal team. And all of a sudden he loves to play for Arteta. All of a sudden he's like, wow, Arteta, wow, amazing manager. He's giving me or I don't know exactly, just name a bunch of things, and he falls in line, and he could become we never know. You just can't tell the future fully. And again, that's me going on a 180 in what I was saying yesterday. It's because I can just look at all sides. It makes me a great debater, right? I look at all the reasons for and against for everything. The fact that we didn't instantly turn to Barcola after Vinny, I agree with this, simply was unacceptable, and the price excuse is overstated. Liverpool got it done for 100 and 120 minute add-ons. Ridiculous, but this I agree. This was what I've been bitching about. Because
I disagree with this. I actually disagree with this, man. When we signed Zolis, I knew we weren't getting another left winger. He's the left winger answer.
Look, that's what I was saying. If Zolis, there's a very much a possibility that Zolis, if he continues the way his form has been to start off the season, could be like, oh my God, unanimously the best left winger in the Prem. I see a little bit of Farah in Zolis. I see a little bit of Alexis Sanchez in Zolis. Like, he actually is such a talent. But I also don't want to get carried away too early, though, at the same time, Jake. It has been...
I'm saying that's what Arteta thinks.
Right.
Arteta is fine with what we have at point.
Yeah, correct.
Personally, I think. Yeah.
When we then rather intensify going down another tunnel road, which is Alvarez, and honestly leaves me concerned at the club, a new vision of how a dynasty can be achieved. They are showing ruthlessness in getting rid of who they think the journey is over, which is good. What isn't chasing unrealistic, low probability targets and probably ended basically.
But we're not going to end with nothing. We're not going to end with nothing. It's not like we haven't improved the squad this season.
We end up with Bruno G and Ezri Konza and Zolis, by the way. All three looks like they're all going to be hits, by the way, this year, I believe. I'm so pissed because I trust the club, but sorry, they have been moving a bit disorganized and overall not good enough for a team with record-breaking revenue of £800 million and the Premier League
Just
champions.
like all of us have to get used to being champions, just like all the fans have to get used to the new dynamic of the league, and so too do the other teams, so too do the owners. We're not used to operating in these areas. We're not used to being viewed as a possible destination for the best and brightest in the whole world. So we also are kind of in new territory with the board as well.
By the way, I want to tell you right now, all the hipster names where we are right now, those are for the Aston Villas, the Brightons, the Bournemouths, all those guys, right? Or Brentford's, right? Your boy Sangare, killing it at Brentford. But that's the step he needs to take kind of first. Arsenal, with the power that you have, as you mentioned at the same time, should be going for Vinny's, should be going for Alvarez's, and that is what we have been doing. As much as I agree with the overall sentiment of what you've been saying, and I've been complaining about the same things, Jakes know that. I would be an absolute liar if I would say otherwise. But I would say that at the same time, I do admire, and I did say it last night, I admire the fact that Arsenal are going big. We're really going big, and we've come up with great strategies to do so. If they are good and they want to start next season, fine. Sell or profit and get your star. That is what any big club would have done. I'm sorely disappointed in the club.
Well, we're trying to do that this season, this summer. There's no problem with that.
We have the opportunity to dominate, and that thanks to them. They shouldn't overthink this new position. Just do what we have been doing. Hold true to our principles. Show the desire.
I think
and
they have.
The hunger. Yeah, I do think.
By the way,
I think we definitely. The fact that we haven't gone into the party and splashed over 100 yet, and we've only kind of reserved that for absolute guaranteed world-class talent, that tells you that we have stuck to the principles. Now, whether or not Alvarez prioritizes or not is a whole other story, and that part I definitely agree with on that side of things.
I think he'll work in our system, though.
We just have to kind of get him into the door first, to be honest, and that's kind of the biggest hump, is just getting him to actually give up on Barcelona fully and just turn his head. Yep. And bring in what is best for the system, and we have done consistently. I love this club, and I don't like being this pessimistic, but the situation leaves me with no choice. Then, of course, that's the end. Better read in full from the top, or else you'll get confused. It's overall a long one. Yeah, we just completed it. So, you added any more to the end of it, Rookie? Yes, you did. Won't mind Gyökeres, Waneri, and Konza starting. They also the Spanish boy Marino. And this is about the Villa game. Yeah. Canadian Club Vivo, inbred.
Great.
Let's go.
Thanks for the...
Only time I want Yuck to start is when everyone is injured or... Okay, Simon.
Yeah, you can maybe not read the rest of those. I don't think that's necessary. But all in all, yeah, I think this... I just can't wait for the saga to be done. I just can't wait for this all to be over. JT coming in late. What's up, buddy? Big up. What is that profile pic? Is that Thanos? Is that you as Thanos? I don't know who.
Is that Paz as Thanos?
That's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, I'm ready for the.
I want to get Paz onto the show. I've been knocking on the door. I got his.
Inbred, we trust.
I dare you to have that when Paz is here, because he will be at some point this year. So.
Yeah. But man, that was a long upset alert.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted a quick one, and then it always is when I have so many comments, and I do appreciate everybody, but
yeah.
we definitely gotta get out of here. So guys, thank you very much, everyone, for all the love and support. We did have over 1K views last night on last night's show. The participation there has been good tonight. I did get it.
Nice.
Yeah, we have been in contact. So, no, I don't know. Well, we'll see. He's a busy guy. He's very much in demand. We'll see. I'll let.
Yeah.
He'll be here when he's here. But we'll get there anyway. There's a long way to go in terms of the guests and all that stuff. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. I actually want to give thanks to Jake, because I promised a quick one and we went to 2 hours. So I definitely appreciate the time that you've given on this show as well. Just want to say to everyone, it's an emote in his Discord I made. He knows about it already.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Cool. Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy the weekend. We're going to actually have the weekend off and then be back on Monday, which we will be same for Fire Them Cannons, because our next show, unless, of course, Arsenal make a signing. Obviously, emergency stream is always
we'll come in with emergency
a possibility. If Spidey shows up in red and white rather than red and blue, oh, now I know he wants to go to Barcelona. Why didn't I see that before? Anyway, on that note, we're out of here.